Hello, everyone. I wanted to do something for you guys because I wanted to talk about what's going on in the world right now because I have gotten lots of emails and asking about what I think of the coronavirus. So I want to offer, I put a lot of thought into this and just being aware of my surroundings. And so it's taken me a little bit of time to really come out and give you my perspective. You know, we went to Costa Rica last week. It was the beginning of March. The kids were on spring break, so we had already scheduled it. Within about 3 to 5 days that we were there, all of a sudden, the news, the media, everything just blows up. And so, of course, my kids are worried, my husband is worried, yet I'm just sitting back, laying back, and just enjoying my vacation. And it was a wonderful time. However, I could see the stress within my older child as well as my husband. And coming back home was great, but being at the airport, it's like being in the sci-fi movie. And I'm walking around the airport, and some people have gloves on to protect themselves. A lot of people had masks on their face to protect themselves. It was very, very eerie almost. That feeling of distance, loss of connection with each other. You know, when I got on the plane, we were all cleaning our seats and just trying to wash our hands as much as we can and trying to have proper hygiene so that we don't become victims of this virus. But it deeply saddened me, yet awakens me to the fear that is surrounding humanity and the earth right now. And I'm not here today to give you more, to give more energy to this virus, but yet to help you get a better perspective and grasp on your own surrounding and how you can help yourself on an energetic, emotional, mental, and physical level. And all of these right now are very, very important. Whether you're on a spiritual journey, it doesn't matter. This is life, and you're on a life's journey. So I hope those of you out there who are living this life are open to what I have to say. Because as an energy healer and medical intuitive, I used to work in pharmaceuticals. I did that for 12 years. And so I know both Western and Eastern medicine. And energy, everything is energy. So we have to treat this virus as an energy. It is something that has come into our field, and it depends on how you look at it. Are you being attacked? What is it? How are you looking at this virus? And for those of you who are looking at it from a perspective of being attacked, you're going to feel less safe and less secure. And you are going to go buy all the toilet tissue in the stores. So, and I'm laughing because my daughter's friend is donating or giving my daughter toilet tissue, which I'm not worried about it at all. And it's funny because my daughter took a picture of her friend's pantry, and she said, we could give the toilet tissue to all of Africa. That's how much people have hoarded things in their pantry and have become so selfish that they haven't left anything for others. And I'm going to talk about that some more, because chaos, challenges like this makes people selfish. And I want you to think about how selfish have you become in this process. Now, right now, here's what I see with my eyes, my perspective, within people, in my surrounding, in my environment, within the media, wherever. But this is what I see through my eyes. And everybody sees things differently. But here's what I see. I see fear of death. I see distancing, separation, internal chaos, fight or flight, leaving you in extreme stress. The lack of joy and smile and happiness is gone because everybody's so worried. And I also see loneliness because everyone feels like they're alone in this. Even though you have family members and all the kids are at home and whatever it is, but you are alone in this. You know, restaurants are closing their doors. Doctors' offices are only seeing emergent patients. People are fearing and feeling very afraid and scared of even somebody next to them sneezing or choking on their saliva. Like, why are you coughing? Right? Do not cough near me. There is a ton of fear out there. Now, here is the energy that I feel. The lack of feeling safe, feeling secure, and the feeling of scarcity. The feeling of scarcity is so high because you know what? You've been through this before. This is like a trigger for you. Because whether, maybe as a child, you had dealt with scarcity. So it brings back that fear because your body, the cells in your body have memory, and it remembers what it feels like when there is turbulence or chaos. So if you're feeling this, it is normal and it's okay to feel it. Here's what is going on emotionally within each and every person. Deep fear, the feeling of being threatened, distrust. No one is trusting each other anymore. Nobody's trusting the process of life right now. There's a lot of confusion on the outside, the messages coming through, as well as the internal confusion within the mind because of the stories that you're listening to and the stories that you're telling yourself. That feeling of abandonment is also there, and helplessness, the lack of control, and sadness. And so all of this is bringing up stuff physically for people. And this may or may not be you, but it may be somebody around you. So I want you to share this video so that we can help them as well. So physically, it is impacting people by increasing the anxiety, the stress, the worry, the frustration, the anger. And that's why right now you'll see on the news or on TV, the suicide hotline and the coronavirus hotline. I didn't realize the extent of it until I saw that. And that was very, very interesting to me, and yet so surreal, because people are having lots of anxiety around this. Everyone that comes to me each day since this has started, the very first thing out of their mouth is the coronavirus. Do I have the coronavirus? I am scared. My anxiety has shot up. I'm having heart palpitations. And so if this is you, I want to help you put your mind at ease, because that's what it's all about. Putting the mind at ease so that the body can be at ease. The body and the mind really don't know what to do right now or what to think. So why are we feeling this way? Have you thought about it? It's because while you always felt like your life was already upside down and you were feeling stuck, now there's something else that is out of your control, that is in your, like right in front of you, that's even bigger and with a stronger force that has come into your life, and you can't go anywhere. You can't escape. You don't know what to do. You are powerless. And you feel restricted and confined. That helpless feeling leaves the human feeling powerless, feeling abandoned, feeling like there's nothing left. And, you know, I know some of you may have been through World War or know your family history. Maybe your grandfather or father has been through some kind of war or plagues or anything, and it just triggers you because you're worried, what is going to happen to me? But today I want to bring back the power within you and help you feel powerful rather than powerless. And yeah, there are many people, like on TikTok, they're making jokes about the coronavirus. Maybe even on Facebook. I haven't seen it on Facebook that much, but I have seen it on TikTok. And it's great, you could joke about it. And laughter does expel the fear. But I know what you're feeling deep inside. Even though we laugh about things sometimes, there is deep fear inside each and every one of us. And we have to recognize it. So here's what I truly know what is really going on in the world, because here's my perspective. And whether or not you're on a spiritual journey, it doesn't matter. You know, and it's interesting to me because certain things bring people on a spiritual journey. And what is a spiritual journey? It's finding out more about who you are. That's all it is. It's a journey about who am I? What am I doing here? What's my purpose? That's all it is to be spiritual. And it has nothing to do with religion. Even religion teaches us, who are you? Recognize who you are. You have to figure that out. So again, whether or not you're on this journey, it doesn't really matter. I want to help you get through this. So we're in this together. And when such degree of chaos or challenges arise in the world, you may, of course, feel that deep fear. And no longer are you living your life with joy and happiness. And you may even feel unbalanced and try to be strong, but yet you're vulnerable. It's time to surrender for all of us. You know, with this conscious movement right now, all around the world, what is the universe trying to tell us? It's trying to tell us we need to surrender. And so it's making all of us quiet right now. It's the only thing it's not doing is quieting our minds, right? And that's what I want to share with you. It's time to quiet that mind. So this is the time that I see people realizing what's truly important in their life. What is life's meaning? This is the time when it's time to dive deeper into you and really recognize whether your life is important to you or not. And if you are one of those people who bought all the hand sanitizers out there, I feel like life is very important to you. I get people every single day telling me how they're not living life and it's meaningless. Well, sometimes when things like this come along, you actually find meaning in life. And it sucks that it has to take such drastic measures to help you realize what your life means to you. But what I want you to do is recognize what your life means to you in this moment, what the things around you mean to you. So, earlier I mentioned that right now everyone has become selfish in a way, but what you could do right now that would really help you and be selfish about yourself rather than hoarding the grocery store. What I want you to do is hoard your mind and your body. So embrace your conscious mind right now. Everyone has become very, very conscious. You are more conscious than ever. Whether or not you realize it, I see this in each and every person because before you just did things without being aware of what you were doing. You didn't, you washed your hands. Big deal. You just washed them, wiped them, and that's it. But now you're consciously washing your hands. You are making sure you've got every inch of your finger and hand and wrist and who knows, maybe even your arms. But you've become so aware, like that perspective of your human brain has become so aware. It has lit up. All those circuits have lit up that have been dormant for so long because you've become so habitual over time. But now the circuits and the wires in your brain are firing off. And you've become so much more aware of every little thing that you do, that your kids do, that your spouse does. And this is what is supposed to happen. And this is what I have been preaching about, raising your awareness and consciousness. However, it's so difficult for people to do that. And now you're being forced to do it. And I hope you continue to do it after all of this calms down, because I think that wiring in your brain is going to continue to fire. So it's time to, the other advice I could give you is time to shift your thoughts, okay? Change your thoughts to get out of the fear. The more you let your thoughts drive you, the more fear you will develop, the more anxiety and stress around you and your family will also envelop you. And it's gonna take over your environment, not only externally, but internally. And it doesn't make sense if you really think about it. Just think about all the thoughts you have had since this started. What are your number one thoughts that keep playing like a record in your mind. And now think about how much fear it has brought up within you and how your body reacts to that fear. How does your heart react to it? It's time to really put those thoughts aside and become more aware of your thoughts. Think about what you're thinking. Is it worth it to put your mind and body in such chaos and deplete your internal energy? Because really that's all you have. You know, some people end up with adrenal fatigue because of the deep fear and the thoughts just constantly going, because the sympathetic nervous system is constantly firing and putting you in fight or flight. So it's time to relax the cortisol and those stress hormones and relax your body. This is the time for you to relax. I know it may not seem like it, but I'm telling you, don't let your environment control your feelings and your thoughts. That's the other advice I could give you. Yes, we think we are in a hardship, but there have been many, many before us that have had even greater hardship. Right now, the government and everybody is trying to protect us by quarantine. And we quarantine ourselves. And you could think of it as a very negative thing, or you could think of it as a positive thing. Trying to bring this virus under control is what they're trying to do. And now it's your job to do the rest. Basically, I'm going to tell you, it's our job as humans to save the world right now. And it takes each and every one of us by doing what we are asked to do and distance ourselves from each other, but yet still have connection virtually. I mean, that's why we have all this virtual stuff, right? So that we do stay connected. We're just distancing ourselves socially. And that's okay right now. It is needed, very much so right now. So remind yourself you are safe, you have a roof over your head, you have running water, you are with your family, and you are alive. What more do you want? Yes, things outside of us are a little crazy. That's okay. But don't let that become your internal environment. And that is what we need to control, is our internal environment. If you can't control your external, you can definitely control your internal. So don't be a victim of your environment, is what I'm trying to say. Your feelings and thoughts create your environment. So go back to what I said earlier, change your thoughts, okay? Now, the other advice I could give you is go for a walk. You're not in a crowded area, going for a walk and spending time in nature will really help you a great deal. Write your feelings down, transfer the emotions onto paper and don't hold on. Express what you feel. If you can't express it to someone close to you, express it on paper. That's really important, rather than holding it within you, okay? Because emotions can develop layers and layers of pain, which can then become more physical, okay? So it's very, very important to transfer those emotions onto paper or wherever you can, okay? And the other advice I could give you is take care of yourself and your family. Make smart decisions. Do you need to go out of the house? If yes, okay. But if you don't need to go out and you just want to go shopping at TJ Maxx, I don't think that that is the smart thing to do, okay? So this time will never come back, and recognize what is truly important to you right now in this moment is what I could tell you. And, you know, I'm not saying that what's happening in the world is a good thing, but what is happening is definitely a conscious thing, a universal awakening of consciousness is definitely among us. So use this time, quiet your mind, quiet your body, and just enjoy it. Okay? If you need to get in touch with me, you can do so at anandaforlife.com. That's ANANDA, the number 4, life.com. And I am Deepal Shah. And please do like and share this video with all those people that you love and that may be going through such a hard time right now. Thank you so much. Namaste.